wow. Cool as fuck. Cool as fuck.
All right, guys, welcome back. We got UFC Rio headlining Charles DuBronx in his backyard taking on uh, the infamous Gamrot, who's been getting ducked a lot in the lightweight division, and for good reason. So, um, before we get into this week's card, let's just do a super quick recap. Lethal, you fucking killed it on this prelim. You absolutely were going in, and I thought you were about to win your own contest, man. I thought I was gonna have to send you some cards out of the fact of just acing such a phenomenal card. We each had some moments where we called it to a fucking T. Was it the Shabazian knockout that was your first loss?
No, man, my first, Shabazz, Munez was my first.
Yeah.
That's where it all sort of went downhill a little bit from there. I was all perfect. And then from there, I lost three. I lost the last three in the last six. So I had a couple of moments. But I will say, with the money I made from the Ramiz all the way up, I told you I was going to cash that in. I said this prior to us being on the pod, but I said when I saw Poton's eyes, man, I said I cashed in all that fucking coin and I fucking locked it all in on a knockout. And wow, I thought it was going to be at least round two or three. I didn't think
Yeah.
it was like a bittersweet victory. I actually wanted to see more, but I got my money, if you know what I mean. I was
Yeah.
like, wow. But
I think I,
eight
I
hours
mentioned in the
later,
pod. If I didn't mention in the pod, my hammer was distant snow in that main event, and I had Yuri, and I had Yuri by knockout, and the fight to end by knockout, honoring if Khalil pulled it off and Yuri's hands were too low. But I actually took just Poatan money line here in the States. It was pretty good. His knockout prop
yeah,
wasn't that much better, and I at least respected how tough Onk's been all the way up to this point. Because minus a last second submission, he's had a fucked up leg and has fought through an entire 25-minute fight. And I'm like, yeah, I think Poatan would be the guy to put him out, but we'll see how that looks. No mere than what the first hundred some seconds he was done. I mean,
yeah.
Poatan came out aggressive, walked him down, cornered him. That big right hand set it all up. Ankh, there's a difference between like panic takedown and what you saw Poatan do. Ankh had nothing behind his feet. He had no driving force. And that's why Poatan just basically sat down with him, peeled him back like a sheet of paper, and all these clips I've seen about, oh yeah, Poatan wasn't at 100%, and neither was Ankh this last time around, man. He had a broken rib. I'm just sitting there laughing my ass off because it's like elbow, hammer fist, elbow, body, head. It's like, you can't
Oh,
tell me that Poatan didn't break that rib, you little bitch. I don't buy it one
yeah,
bit. I do not buy it one bit. I think Poatan fucked him up, and that's his little story
mate.
with this team.
Poatan walked into that fight and it reminded me of Chimaev when he's fucking at the cage and he looks up like the fucking animal he is and he does that winking fucking, right? That is a striker who is, if I'm trying to explain it right, Chimaev does his version perfectly. Potan is the strike of that. That was basically the Potan, and he doesn't have to do the eyebrow thing. He just that look, man. That was that was a
Potan's is
look
way
that
more
I haven't
authentic.
seen in
Like
a while.
Shemaev does it, but he knows at the end of the day. He knows at the end of the day what's going on. Potan's is like so sincere. Like, that's why he's featuring in a horror movie. Let's just say that. That is why
Oh, is he
Poatan.
really?
Yeah,
Is he really?
yeah.
Well,
Poatan. Poatan will be a
as a
fucking
killer.
star beyond stars at the end of his UFC because he's gonna be doing all kinds of shit like that.
Oh well, here's cards to all us. Let's talk about cards for a sec because this is a bit about cards. Um, Dude, if you got Potan cards, I've only got 7 25 and under and one signature. I should have invested a long time ago. You know what I mean? The easy thing, I don't know. I did invest, but I'm just saying, too late to invest now, brother. Too late now. If you have money,
I'm not
you
gonna
can.
agree because guess what? Today I got an out of 25 gold label. So it's his little pose like this next to him holding the
Yeah.
strip up like that.
Oh,
$40 US out of 25 Poeton.
you're fucking kidding.
No.
Where do you fucking find these? You tell me, like, I'm saying, like, in Australia, we have fucking live a great life, right? We don't have fucking people fucking dragging us in the vans and shit. And I'm telling you what, it's a very expensive life over here, but you guys get great deals over there, man. Like when I go and try and, like, people text me, like, hey, how much is this card? In Australia, this card is worth this much. In America, you probably get the same card that I would sell for 200, you'll get it for 50 US. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
It's a give and
it's
take, man. I would say that I've also bought some really good cards from all around the world that, man, and shipping did it fuck me, but you know what I mean? It's I think a lot of us, it's no secret, you can win the best deals through auctioning. I haven't
yeah,
been big on Whatnot, but I know there's some good deals to be had there, especially on like low pop streamers. All right, guys, they put it up starting at $1 bid. Well, there's only like 8 people in this little group bidding against you at most, you know what I mean? And not everyone's at their phones or something's coming on or someone's already bought a few things and they're like, that's a good deal, but I really can't, you know? So I've seen people kill it there. I'm old school. I'm eBay. And I'll run auctions. And this one appeared to me as an offer, believe it or not. I did not.
yeah.
I did.
Oh,
It
that's
didn't go
beautiful.
5-4-3-2 bet. Win. This was I had something favorited. Somebody needed the money. They cut it down a little bit and said yes. And so it originally was posted for like 50 something dollars, which again is not bad, but they accepted the offer at 40. So
So I bought that.
hopes out there,
I bought
guys. You can still get your Poeton collection. So Lethal, I better see you hunting because if I get a good
mate,
Poeton card, I know that you weren't out there hunting for that price or less. Get that shit in your
mate,
collection.
I spent with my winnings. With the last winnings from the last fight, I spent for the missus accommodation because she's going to see a great grandma, right,
Yeah,
for
yeah, you
two
mentioned that.
nights.
Yep.
So, and this last weekend I spent for her spending money, so she's got her spending money. But I had enough, so I bought the 3 cards. I bought the Magni Zebra. I think I posted that on your channel. I bought that Benil Darush. I told you I was going to buy that fucking
I have not been
Benil
catching up
Darush
on
card.
like socials and shit with all that work and stuff I mentioned. So yeah, that's crazy. I
No,
did
so
not know
on
that. That's
your
awesome.
so on your channel, like I've just been I bought the Neil Magni Zebra. I bought a fucking that Benil Darush, which I showed you that day when we were fucking sort of
Yep.
live,
Yep, that was nice.
and I bought hollow PSA 10 optograph hollow Habib signature.
I saw that as well.
That was
Congrats.
that was the one that cost me the most. But with that being said, going back to original what we were talking about, old school. You know what? I see one now. Actually, well, I had a debate. We're actually doing a sort of a debate about comps, boxes. Do you believe in comps? Do you believe in boxes? Like, like I have a big problem with that because people fucking tell me, hey, man, and I'm going to say this right now, and then we'll get on, right? I bought the first Hidden Gems 2024 Habib, right? I know I did because there's only 50 in the world. When I bought it, the box only came out, and some dude must have pulled it, and he sold it. I got it for $200 Australian, which is about 80 US.
That's a steal all
If
day.
That's right. But when people say comps, right? So someone tried to comp me on that card, but they didn't know it was me that bought it. So he got back to me, oh, the last comp was for 80 US. And I went, yeah, dude, because I was the one that got it. There's only 50 in the world. I got it then. I got it at a good deal because old mate didn't know what he had or whatever the question was, right?
Yeah, I've had to explain value on a card like that to someone too because they went by same situation, Lethal. Somebody
Hmm.
went by the amazing deal that I sniped it at. And I'm like, do you understand that if this was a sell it now, it would have sold for bare minimum double to triple? Let's
Thank
have a look.
you.
In fact, that matches all the other purchase history. Wouldn't you know? I got the
Thank
cheapest one
you.
in the world by 3 times less. So, but
We make contacts, right? So on eBay, you make contacts with people. We contact seller, yeah? And they go, hey, it's you, Toad. And I go, yeah, bro. And it's you, Lethal. And I go, yeah. That optigraph, right? So that optigraph, he had it on eBay for 450, right? Australian, which is around 220 US. I contacted him personally because he told me, hey, dude, contact me personally. I asked him 300 Australian, 150 less. He got back to me personally and went, done. But now that's comped at 300. But that's a deal that I made with him because we are fucking friends. You know what I mean?
for
Like,
sure.
that's why my whole debate
I
is.
haven't sold Lethal, but I've had a few friends that have seen my collection that watch a little bit of UFC, nothing crazy, but they'll be like, I'm not leaving this room until I walk out with some cards. I'm like, all right, you fucker, you. I would be like, look, I'm all about trading and I'm all about preserving. So it sounds like you need to get some cards. I can
I,
help you get started. We can do some trading and stuff down the road. It'd be great. Having a card from somebody means just as much of who the card it is of, itself. So all
so,
the trading that you and
you know,
I have
my.
done, especially the Bruce Lee, like something that I didn't even
I
remotely come
got
close to
good
having
news.
on my own. Like, fuck, man. Crazy.
I got two things to say before we start. My card that I sold in the States got through with a special code. So I'm resending your cards back to you. All right.
Oh,
I
shit.
know
I
how to get
appreciate
them.
that.
I know how to get them to America now. That's all good. So
Okay.
test done. First time failed. Second time, special code, a Donald Trump code, and I can get my cards to you. So
Yeah.
I've got the
For
special
further
code.
context on that, like there's the whole tariff bullshit going on.
Yeah.
I sincerely thought that Lethal had a birthday gift that was just gone forever. So I was so
Fine.
happy when
Fine.
that finally pushed through. It actually sat in his like home area too for like a solid month or so.
Yeah.
It would be weird,
Like I had
right?
cocaine in it. Yep.
It
Yep.
wasn't in some
Absolutely.
cargo ship or anything out in the sea, just sitting there with like guns drawn on it. It was this was just chilling at his house in his like city, and they would not mail it because of all the tariff shit going on. So,
And the
and
second
then
thing
my
I'm going to
shit got
say is,
bounced. So this dumb shit in the world going on, this channel is not going to surprise you in any least bit when it comes to that kind of shit. Me and him just.
and I'm going to say this: you said people walk into your room and want your shit. When I walk into your room, I know what I'm V-lining for. There's only one fucking card. I'm going to say this for the fifth week in the fucking
Okay,
row.
what?
I'm V-lining for one card. There's only one card in
You
the
fucker, you.
entire room.
Hold on.
Okay? I love that fucking John Jones Tiger print fucking card. I want it. I want to own it.
I have
It
it in my
has to be
fucking
my
hand now
brother.
because
All right.
I couldn't hear you. I had to
That's
grab this.
all I'm.
I had to grab this card. Sorry, I had to take a second.
Yeah. So, see my room, guys? I've got all of this shit. When I go to his room, he's been taunting me with that. And he gave me a Robert Whitaker beautiful zebra. It's sitting right here. Right? It's right like, and I said, well, why are you throwing that in? And this was a gift, by the way. He didn't sell it to me. He fucking gave it to me. And I said, can you gift that to me? That's where he drew the line. He drew the line at the fucking tiger, dude. He drew the
This
line at the fucking tiger. But I'm
this
going to
was
get
my
that card
first
from
case
you.
hit. This is my first case hit opening in the first 2 boxes of Select in the first year I began collecting in 2022. I
I'm going to
started with
get that
Prism
card.
Release, bought a
One
lot of
day.
packs. Practically everything I'd cross paths with, I would buy it, rip it. And I hadn't discovered breaking quite yet until this as well, in which I
Hey,
got
while we're
my
talking John Jones,
I got a book in 10 out of 10 Leon Edwards for $5 because I bought in on half a case break for $5, not knowing that half case breaks suck. You got to buy on a whole case break, duh. But anyways, the guys were super nice. Saw that it was my first time. Threw some questions out in chat, just congratulating people. And there was a gold flash reveal. And they go, all right, good luck, Toad, because I hadn't gotten shit. And it was Nate Diaz fighting Leon Edwards in the little optograph side. So the selects are beautiful. The zebras and tigers are probably of the Panini limited chase. The Panini limited chase that only was around for a few years. The tigers, zebras, and elephants
so,
are
brother,
definitely some of the
hold
best
that
hunts.
card up. Hold that card up. I'm going to show you why I want that card. Do you know why I want that card? Because it's going to match this photo.
You want to know why? You want to know why I want this?
I did the orange with the
You want to
orange.
know why I want this? Because when
Because it's your first.
John Jones is in jail, getting fucked in the bum and fucking all the others in the bum, and 100% it is known that he's gay.
John Jones is never getting raped in jail.
Right here.
Ever.
No, he would want to though. I mean, eventually he's gonna come out, right? And so that's why this card is amazing value right here. Is you got John Jones, Tiger Stripe's pretty gay, and so you got one of the gayest cards with one of the gayest people I've ever met, or not met, but seen in the space. And there it is. So that's why. But
I bought this from someone in the States, his prison photo, just for giggles. Right. I literally got it as part of my collection because I couldn't go past it because despite how good he is.
I have the Trump mug shot and it's like PSA graded and shit. I get you.
Yes, I had to do it, dude. I thought you might like that. Hey, John Jones, I love you, but dude, I have a sense of humor, and you are a bit of a wanker. I'm a wanker. We all fuck up, but I have to have that in my room because my room wouldn't be my room without a John Jones prison photo on it, dude. Come on.
And my thing is, it's okay to be whoever you are, however that is. Just, I'm only gonna rip on you harder for the ducking and for the Tom Aspinall fight falling out. And if it takes the White House card to bring it back, I'm all for it. Just there's no sugarcoating it at this point. The baddest man,
what's going to happen?
Man in the world is scared of the true current baddest man in the world.
Tom Aspinall will turn around and go, I don't want to fight him. Give me $40 million.
If I was Tom, I would certainly, it's not for the same stakes anymore. You wasted so much of my career, so much of my prime. I have sincerely an entire top 10 division. I could have gathered the remaining soul stones with months that range 2 to 3 months apart because he's not taking any fucking damage. And I know the current Hungry Tom would say, hey, I'd love to keep fighting, but who am I going to fight? Fucking, it's going to take the Poetan fight to come and happen. And imagine if Tom already had gone and probably Volkov too, because he was deserving of that, and whoever else they'd want to throw him. I think if this was Tom's second or third fight through all that shit, the moment Poetan's ready to fight, this is already set up. Now it's looking like, it's going to be Olberg. It's going to be, why is that? Well, it's because Poetan, I don't know. He was coming up and looking really good, and I just want to wrap up that last card with this. Everyone was so impressed with how Poetan looked at 205, much bigger, much more full, complete, and we never really got to see what the cardio was going to look like, but I bet you it would have been really good too. He was preparing himself already moving up, showing really good pictures at like 240 bulking up, but solid, muscle strong, and his team big things to come basically. So expect this fight. I just wish it was guaranteed next for Poatan and Tom after gone, because that's the fight where we can't risk something happen injury. We can't risk something just happening. You know what I mean? And I personally would love to see Poatan have the fight as a champ. So, yeah. Anyways, you ready to rip through this one?
Mate, look, I'm ready to go. That was a good recap. Well done, everyone in the last
I
fight.
had fun catching up, brother.
But
And, I'll make this
right
deal with
now,
you right here. If something ever happens to the toe and I croak, it's yours. So there you go.
I actually have a deal with my missus. Guess what? I have a deal with. I actually have a deal. All my shit goes to her. But if we both die, my shit's got to go to someone that I love, that loves UFC. So I'm dividing it between you and Dusty. You guys don't even know that. I'm telling this live. My missus has agreed. If we both die together, you and Dusty get half and half. I split the room.
God damn.
And I'm going to, because I know,
that's sad, Lethal.
You know how much I love this shit, right?
Don't die, Lethal. Dude, you can't do that.
I won't. I can't die. But if a fucking rocket ship flies into the house right now, my missus has agreed, because I told her there's two things about my collection. It's all about giving her coin one day. So I'm starting to price every card in my room, because she said, if you died tomorrow, what do I know it's worth? And I said, okay. Understood. So I'm getting those little stupid yellow stickers, and I'm putting on the back of the card, every single card in my room. Glove, pictures, posters. I'm just sort of thinking ahead. But I thought so far ahead, because I thought, dude, this shit's not going to anyone. I'm not leaving it to your grandkids. Or this has got to be left to someone that is going to fucking go, oh, dude. Yep. That's you and Dusty. Yeah. So my missus has agreed, because I'm redoing my will at the moment, because apparently I haven't done my will since I was 17 when I joined the army. Apparently I got to redo my will at 52. So no shit, I'm going to say this live. I didn't want to bring it up, but because we're talking about death and money, and I don't know, I just, hey, there you go, you and Dusty. Apart from my wife, you and Dusty get everything I own. You have to pay for shipping, though, because I'm not paying your fucking tariffs, cunt.
Dude, trust me, I'd be part of that fucking tariff. I'd hope being over there visiting. Sadly, that would have to be a post visit, but
let's come and move here.
We're gonna.
You know what? We have immigration laws.
I'm get to see it in the living flesh one of these days. Like I said, it's gonna be a nasty Perth card. Fucking, I don't know. Hopefully it's one of those. I'm there. Me and you are meeting the Volk at one of his fucking steakhouses and just having a good ass time. Getting some things.
But the Olympics are here in
out, man. It'd be great. Go do
the Olympics are here in 2032. The Olympics are in my town. Like the Olympic Games is going to be So like literally, welcome, brother. That's the best time. Got 5 years, and then what you?
I could make that a reality. You know, I actually do have everything that I pay everything through, minus my rent, which I wish that could be part of this. I accrue Sky Miles, so yeah, it was originally set for 2, and now it looks like it's only got, one person I have to worry about. I probably already have the plane ticket, brother, so we can count on it. Or possibly, like I said, a big UFC card, do everything in tangent. That'd be sweet too. Because not only traveling the world would be cool to say, hey, I've been to Australia, literally, like you said, in the middle of the fucking ocean, but be like, yeah, dude, I was there for the Olympic Games too, and I saw DC in the crowd eating like 5 corn dogs, sucking all the wrestler dicks before they come to UFC, so. All right, let's get through this card, man. Much love.
Let's go.
Dude, that's a huge That's a huge thing in general, man. But it's just way different being the one sitting here hearing it from you, and just I hate that thought. Of course, these are all things we have to do and decide, and I'm on the same boat, man. I gotta do the same thing.
You reckon I wanted to decide that, but I actually had to sit back and she went, when's the last time? So apparently my will is left to my XXXXXX when I was 17 and I joined the army.
Yeah, I'm glad she made you.
So if I died now, apparently it all goes to someone that I haven't seen in 40 years, right? So, or 30 years. So it's like, I thought, okay, fuck that shit. I better fix that shit up right now. And then as you're going through the process, they start asking you specific questions. I'm like, oh, well, really? I thought I was just going to give it, but what if? Okay. Oh, well, everything else goes to everyone else, but my personal collection was the but what if. There's $250,000 sitting in here in this room, brother.
Yeah.
And I'm like, like about 170K US,
man.
right?
Like every card you have is in a case that would normally cost me like $3 to $4 US. Every card, regardless of how good or how bad, is in one of these $3 cases. You probably have like hundreds of dollars in card cases.
Look what came in today. Talk about card cases. Look at that. They all came in. 50 more. Cases everywhere. I don't do top loading.
That John Jones, if I had a one touch, I have one now. And I had a couple chances to use it. I had like an out of 8 bullet that could have been a good one for. Right? No, it was an out of 8 bullet. Anyways, it was out of 50 bullet I could have used it for. Anyways.
Everything goes to the case.
I just put everything in top loaders, man. But I did have a one touch case. Okay. I didn't have one for the max. It was too thick. So that's in the top loader also. The out of 25 midnight auto.
Yeah. The midnights, the tops royalty, all different point cases. Yeah. Fucking sometimes I get to go drunk shopping and I buy the wrong point. I'm like, fuck, I got the skinny ones and not the thick ones. Fucking idiot.
I got a whole selection now. I'm set for the next one. But yeah, good catching up, card, etc. That just put us at 30-minute intro. So I reckon we can fly through this card, be out within an hour and a half.
It?
Most people 45-minute hour. 2-hour breakdown. But get this, lethal nearly aced this most recent card, and I was one fight off the card before. Do not get it twisted. We absolutely walk it like we talk it. And a lot of these outcomes and bets do hit. Now, Lethal has a head start on me on these bets. He's able to see the methods and fighters right now.
Yeah.
So he's going to be looking through those. We absolutely get some nice hits on these occasionally. Some big long shot methods that are double digit. So meanwhile, all your favorite cappers are out giving you these and that. Building out parlays that oftentimes miss. Plus 1,000 anything on a method is nice when you feel confident about it. This is how this fighter wins. This is how this fighter loses. Like, man, does that get a card giving you some dopamine going into the mains, regardless of how good and bad the card is. Man, does that give you a rush that says, "Oh fuck"? And now you stand behind shit that you talked about on the Lethal Toad, and you say, "Ooh, I really like that. I really like this," and you can double, triple, and quadruple in no time. So I sincerely think Lethal and I have been able to do a bit for ourselves and those around us currently based on this. Going in the direction
I have
so hell yeah. Congrats
again. The Lethal
last card, you killed it.
Of the Lethal pad, MMA Jesus. MMA Jesus now has a pad, by the way. One follower sits back on Insta and goes, I have a fucking pad and paper, because you know what? Old school. Nothing beats writing it down.
Yeah.
So when you talk about last week, I can go to my stupid pad and go, ooh, this week I'm on here, right here. And next week I'll be there. But pen and paper, old school. We have all this shit. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 fucking systems going. I got bets. I got Discord. I got Insta. I've got the fucking all fucking rocking. So
Let's do it.
I'll start this one off real quick.
We'll have Jesus on the pod one day, even if he's just like a call-in or something. He said he'd be on sometime potentially, so that'd be cool. All right, let's get into it. A timestamp just so I could do a tag in the comment sections is just something I'm going to start doing. I'm going to tag when the fight recaps do begin. If people want to watch and listen through, we really appreciate you guys. You know, you're our real ones, our OGs, and we love that you guys enjoy Lethal and I getting a chance to catch up because he and I both have
On my massage
so much shit going on. This is a little bit of recap, catch up, and diving right in. So, all right, you ready to go?
Yeah, well, I'm getting a massage, and I'm gonna fuck it. I've got my billies. I've got a massage going.
Oh yeah.
I've got a Chinese therapist, fucking AI robot that's doing this shit, and let's go. So you want to lead? So I'm going to tell you this: in Australia, this fight isn't even on Sportsbet. So we go through Sportsbet, #Sportsbet. If anyone follows, hey, we might get a sponsor, but it's not on Sportsbet. So I have no odds on this first fight, which should be Simon Oliveira.
Yeah, let's go ahead and
Was
get
that
into it.
cancelled?
So we got Simon Oliveira taking on Luan.
Yeah.
Lucerda. The picks have it 88% on Tapology are liking Lucerda. I'm not surprised with that. The thing with Simon is it's not that he's incapable of having successful moments in fights. It's just he goes about it in a way that he's taking so many risks when he's losing, and he's putting himself even more out there. The spinning attacks just not being set up or used properly. Like, if this guy hits a significant moment, he's going to have to turn around and be like, prove it, because I just don't like the way he goes about trying to find his opportune moments, and Lucerda's not the kind of guy that he's going to get away with it from, especially. I think this is probably his last fight in the UFC. I don't know his contract. I haven't looked into it much. I think he loses this fight. We got so many killers on the rise. He's on his way out to PFL or less. So, what do you got for me in this breakdown? I think Lucerda gets it done.
Yeah, so I've got Lucerda here as a tick in my box right here. Big tick. There's a box and there's a tick. And you will see all the ticks.
We can't see that shit, so you tell us.
But as you go, you will see as we go through. So there's a tick.
Corner of a screen, so they'll probably
and they get fluoroed. I know it looks podgy, but they get fluoroed at the end of the fights. But look, without the bet odds, without any fucking, with just looking, I have picked Lucerda by submission. He's lost the last 2 fights.
Yeah, he's a negative 250 on Tapology. So
yeah. So I haven't got odds on him down my end at all for any submission, but I've got him ticked here as Lucerda by submission.
He is a negative 150 favorite. Hold on 1 minute. Let me reload that. Yeah, no, he's at 265. If he was 150, I was about to hammer it actually as a preload.
Here's one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of his last 15 fights by submission.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Oliveira has a shot on the feet. Like I said, it's not that he's incapable of getting it done. Just more times than not, he's not like showing up and being a complete fighter. He's a bit clumsy, and when he's losing, he shits the bed big time by taking like just really sloppy shots and opportunities. So let's move up the card next. We got Julia Pilastri taking on Carolina.
Boom.
So who do you got on this one?
Now, okay, brother, I've got odds here. Okay. So this is where my money starts.
I'm going Julia.
Let's look at Pilastri. Okay. She in Australia is paying $1.21 to Carolina, $4.45. But let's look at her record. All right, her record. is literally she lost to Lupita Gudez, won against Corey McKenna. Who gives a fuck about Corey McKenna? You cancel bout. She's still a unknown quantity because as far as her experience in the UFC, you're 1-1. And your fucking fights haven't really done nothing. Now, you go to Carolina, right? Kostovich. Look, boring, ugly, boring, but you know what? She's all good. She's all good. Now at
She's like
$4.45.
some people's ages grandma's just about, man. She's like 40 years old, and as a female, I'm telling you, man, that's extra post and fight years. So I don't know, man. She's
Mate,
up against a very
she was on a
strong,
four.
youthful, solid-looking fighter in Julia. I think Julia's gonna
So her
fuck her
losses,
up.
Andre, Michelle Water Gomez, Brasso, Zion Yang, Jessica Pena. Wow.
Yeah. No,
Big losses,
she's
but
been
great
around
people.
longer though, right? She's been around longer. She's fought
Yes, I
some of the top fighters. Just to like see a new face, collect a new soul stone. Like to a level, you have to say it's one thing to have good fighters on your resume. Now, which of these have you actually pulled the upsets against, and how's that looked in terms of father time? Like how recent? And that's where, yeah, I don't expect her to be able to withhold and
no.
withstand this much longer. And I think Julia's one of those perfect people coming up right now that I think she's all right. I do. Because even in the fight she's losing, she's still looking good too. So
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna call it
take.
just money line. It's women's MMA, and at least Carolina's been in there against some pretty tough opposition and did the damn thing. Um, I would not be too surprised if Julia gets it done with her fucking hands like a TKO, ground and pound.
I've got Carolina winning this. It's my first long shot for the night.
Hell yeah.
Uh, at $4.45 just for the win. By decision, she is paying. Wow. Draw. No, let's not go to draw. $5.80. 6-1 by decision. 4.45 to win. I'm taking as my first long shot. I think her experience. I think the people that she's lost to are actually great names. She was on a 4-fight win streak. She just lost the last two. Old mate is on a 1-1 in the UFC. They're trying to throw us something. I think Carolina's going to upset a few bookies here tonight. So
Man,
4.45, I'm taking. Yep,
I
I'm
don't
taking
see the
Carolina.
value. I was just gonna say I don't see the value in betting Julia though because she's on negative 480. So yeah, if there's any bet to be had on that fight, it isn't betting Julia, but from a pick card sheet, if you're really trying to ace the card, I think she's the safer road. So she's a pick,
Mate,
not a bet, and that's why picks and bets are different.
all
So
day,
all right,
all
let's
day,
move up the
making the
card, people.
money.
We got Walter Walker taking on fucking Mohammed Usman, the motor. Now, here's what I'll say real quick off the gate. Before Walter joined UFC, but was initially signed, him and I had a nice little brief discussion. And let's just say his debut fight did not meet that discussion. Not his willingness to get after it, nothing. He showed up out of shape and really couldn't initiate anything. It was to no surprise he was winded, he was gassed, he had nothing going into those late rounds, and Luke took it to him for that. So now you see a more disciplined. I know it all changed when he went to the PI, got his fucking shit together, and he's been the heel monster ever since, man. He's been coming out, cinching people's fucking heels up, and you have to admit, like, he's already got a record in UFC for most specific heel hook submissions. So I don't see Usman immune to this because he's been kind of clumsy. He's not his brother. He's not a lot of these things at the heavyweight division. He's been leaning on a lot of coaches, resources, and physicality to just be where he is at the level he is, in my opinion. I don't think if this guy took himself away, from the gym he was from, the coaches he had, and his brother, he would be in the UFC personally. So I see Walker on a different road than that. Yes, it helps that his brother's Johnny, but man, has he really in these last few fights shown and reminded what Dana and UFC saw in him? Because when I went back and watched his shit over in the Russia scene, I was impressed. And I know Bogdan, he's just kind of associated with these guys right now that are pretty scary, pretty dangerous. And it's that iron that sharpens iron that Walter gets with his team that I think will allow him to not only win this match and continue up the climb. We do have a contender in the future for Tom Aspinall, and it's a pretty boring division. Tom's already beaten a lot of these guys. A lot of these guys are either entitled or getting fucked over with bad scorecards. Funny how that plays off, right? Gone versus Volkov too, but make no mistake about it, Walter will fight Tom. Specifically, Tom, your heavyweight champion, at some point. He's just probably another couple fights away after this. I don't think the UFC is wanting to rush it, but if he gets this win and then fights up in rankings and proves it at that level, like against Almeida or somebody like that, I could see this man getting that fight. So, all right.
Well, this is
give me your breakdown on this and kind of your thoughts.
Okay, real quickly for you, Tay. I know it's been a long day, my man, but I'm going to say this. Justin Tuffer's version, America's version of Australia's version of a stupid fat fucking dude, right? Muhammad Usman. What a fucking loser. Okay? You got wrestling, you don't use it. You're too slow for the stand-up.
Hamdi
You're
fights
too
out
big.
of the United States, don't he?
Yeah, Muhammad, yeah.
No, Hamdi.
Usman.
The guy that
No, I'm talking about Usman right now.
I'm saying though, but if Hamdi fights out of the States, that's Tafa's clone.
Yeah, all I'm saying is we have a version of Usman here in Australia, and fucking Tuffer just got fucking cut out of the UFC, by the way. The only heavyweight
I am not
in the history of the UFC that can't make 130 kilos. Jesus, you fat cunt. Anyway, so Muhammad Usman, you ripped, big, black motherfucker. You do nothing. Your wrestling background is fucking generic as a goddamn my puppy running around shitting and pissing in the house as a puppy. Your stand-up is slow. You're not your brother. I will fucking, you are not your brother. Walter Walker will fucking take you to the fucking tank. And I'm going to call this not by submission, by TKO at 6-1.
That's a good prop. What's his submission prop like? 2-1, 3-1?
$2.80.
Yeah.
$2.80 to 1.
That's a good thing to bid. That's a good thing to fade because I think just because he's only getting the submissions doesn't mean he's not incapable of some ground and pound. I mean,
Usman's too slow.
Yeah.
Walker might fucking hit him in the face and just go, wow, I can finish this. And he just might do ground.
But do you
picture
think
that in
the
your
fight
head?
IQ of Walker would show up, win in striking, and then get hungry for the finish, and then transition to
I'm
the
going to tell you what.
and get like a big hammer fist or an elbow or something off the side of the head? Because I could see Walker with his head down and Usman hitting him with just some powerful shot, legal or maybe legal or illegal, and having a moment there, if any. I think Walker gets it to the ground and finishes it there. But to your point, it could be ground and pound.
The older Usman brother joins Justin Taffer. Fuck off. Piss off. Get the fuck out of here. You're wasting my time with a great athlete like Walker. Unfortunately, Walker's got to go through the fucking shit. And guess what? Fighting Usman is walking through shit. So I'm out. Fuck that shit. Walker all day.
This week's Witch Hunt, brought to you by Leave.
That's it. Done. As soon as I saw that fight.
You don't know when it's going to be, but he's going to get at least one fighter every week and go on an absolute witch hunt. In which even when I don't know which one that is, he had to return to it. So he was persistent in getting it out there and how much he loves Muhammad fucking Usman. All right.
When I saw that fight, I was so excited for Walker, but I was so disappointed that the fight was going to finish in 3 minutes because Muhammad Usman's the most boring. I will stop. I have a whistle here. Matzner, stop. Let's move on.
Yep. Let's go up the card here.
Yes.
Yeah, Lucas Racha taking on Stuart Nicole. So, who do you got on this one?
Mate, I went through this really quickly, dude. I got Lucas, not because I'd watched his fights or I've seen anything. I'm just going through stats right now. He's all good against, and he's Brazilian, 17-2. He's lost Clay Carpenter, who's actually fighting on this card, by the way. He lost to Clay Carpenter by triangle choke, but then he's won. A knee, decision, TKO, rear naked choke. Like, he's pretty much
just
a
add
winner.
it in there real quick. Like, yeah, Carpenter's he's showing up looking really good. So having that as like one of your
Only loss
losses is insane.
Yeah.
He's got overall, let's just put it this way. Lucas has more fight experience. He's just been showing up, and he's been very dominant in his fights. They very much have been going his way, and unless you're able to grapple up on him, because this guy is very good on the feet. He's got good kicks. His striking's fluid, very fast, very powerful, and yeah, he's hitting a lot of his knockouts. So as you were just talking about your pick there with Lucas, I was just recapping again. In the span of 2 years, he's not only active, but he's putting guys out of there. Just you got to do it at a higher level. So he's one of those perfect, ideal guys coming in. One of those guys that's sincerely got a lot to prove, and he's young and he's got time. 25 years old at his level. I think this guy will be around for a minute, and you and I will eventually have some cards of him one day if he keeps it up. So
I will say one thing from the statistic, from the perspective of the opponent. His only loss is Jesus Galia. Apart from that,
that's
one,
the Penguin.
2. Yeah. So he's only lost against him, but before that
that's the Penguin. Short,
and I know they're not UFC fights.
Like Chris Gutierrez shit out an egg. The egg hatched, had Aguilar, Lil Penguin.
Yeah.
But that's.
I'm taking this guy's another patchy mix. They're trying to find another. Like, if you lose against the Penguin, I'm not a big fan of the Penguin. Are you a big fan of the Penguin?
No, but he
sucks shit.
I'm not a fan of
him.
I
know, but he sucks. He sucks.
He sucks, but he wins.
I know. But he did lose against the Penguin, who's 8-0. 8-0, the Penguin. 8-0. That's his only loss, though. That was his entrance into UFC. But before that, he's got 9 finishes.
But that's just it. That's just it.
8 finishes.
This guy's live on the feet, and so is Lucas. So I think the UFC had one thing right in the matchmaking on this fight. Should be a fight that ends by a finish on the feet via knockout. And I think we see it in the first 2 rounds. So I'm going to go Lucas. I think his kicks play a big factor here. But, man, Stuart, if you brawl with him, he's live. So you're going to see him.
Stuart's Australian. Stuart's Kiwi. Australian, by the way. Down under boy.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there. But I am going Lucas on this one.
Yeah. Stuart's got a slight reach, slight height advantage. But, man, it ain't going to play a factor. Your guys are going to see some really good speed. Again, good combination kicks. And, yeah, I got Lucas by knockout. So, fight to end within the first 10 minutes at flyweight. I know it's kind of risky. I believe in it. And you could also, versus getting just props for fight to end in general, if you believe it's a knockout, bet fight to end by knockout for some extra bread. All right.
There are 2 Australians on this card. We haven't got to the other one yet, but I am going to parlay my 2 Australians, which is Stuart Nickel and the next dude when we get to. But I am parlaying the 2 dudes for big money too. I think just for a long shot. Just for a long shot. But let's move on.
Let's move on. Break down this next one for us. You lead the charge. I'll give you my pick after.
Who we at, mate? We at this fucking... I had to research this one. Right, beer... Mescalecocucadecanakatas, right? Whatever the fuck her name is.
So you got
So we'll have to go.
Beatrice Mosqueda,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
Irina. Yeah. Dude, here's what
Now,
I'll
so
say.
look,
Irina, she's lost. She's had her ups and downs. She's tough, but I don't know, man. Like, at the end of the day, she's at a higher, much more proven level. Um, that's just what I'll say off the rip. I'll let you give your breakdown, and I'll give you my final pick. But
look, I looked at both.
yeah.
I look at records because this was one of the fights. Like I said at the beginning at the pod, some fights I don't give a fuck about, but I have to give an opinion, so I am. With a bit of research and no knowledge of watching these fighters, I'll tell it out there. I'm not going to pretend that I know, but I'm just looking at a 5-0 record. I'm looking in Brazil. I'm looking at a Brazilian. I've seen TKOs, sub, decision, sub. Odds here are she is a fucking massive favorite, by the way. She is $1.20. So I've got her by sub. And I've looked at the other records. So without 5-3 professional, I'm taking the new dog in this one. I'm taking the new Brazilian chick. I don't know who she is. I'm going to go with the flock of seagulls here. I'm following the flock of seagulls at $2.20, and I will take her by sub, which is. Oh, wow. Fuck, that's not even worth it.
So that's what
220
I'm
to
trying to
win.
say. I was waiting for you to finish up by saying, part of the issue with Flock of Seagulls is that there's no value in any of the bets that the Flock says. So if you were sincere about a submission, again, you could bet the fight to end by submission and respect
I'm not even
Irina a
putting.
little bit as well. But it's just not worth it at this. You're either taking
Dude,
money lines or you're staying away. Or
the only
obviously
way.
riding in the dog. Irina is a great dog just because, yes, it hasn't really been going her way. But she had that first round finish with Stephanie that I remember her by, Stephanie Edgar.
Yeah.
And she shows that at a high level because Stephanie has definitely a better resume and more impressive fighters that come across hers than anything Beatrice has. So I'm not against people riding the wave and saying, hey, there's a reason that the UFC is setting this fight up to jump from unranked to being number 19. But as a UFC debut, this is a huge opportunity. And Irina is not this, world beater. She's had her flaws. She's had her losses. But she still does some things that I like a lot. So from a betting standpoint, Irina, little tiny sprinkle, could pull the big upset. Flock of Seagulls ain't paying you. This one would. And yeah, we'll see what Beatrice has. I'm going with her as a pick as well. But I'm not going to be surprised if this is the first leg that falls. And if it does, don't say I didn't told us so. All right. Finally, moving up this card, we got Vitor Petrino taking on Thomas the fucking Train Peterson.
Boom.
So here we go. I don't know what's on this fucking train, but I see it sparking a mile away. You got too much cargo in the fucking trailers. Maybe unhitch a couple of them things, gain some speed, and figure out what you are. Are you a commercial train? Are you a freight train? Because we don't fucking know, man. You're neither good at your striking and you're neither good at your grappling. And you kind of try to do a little bit of everything in your fights. And the issue is, someone like Vitor is going to fucking put you out. Because you cannot sit around and stumble and try to be good at things. You have to be actually good at those things at this level and at this weight, or you're risking a brutal knockout or a brutal tap out. And I think Vitor is that guy that will put you to sleep. So that's my pick. Not going to really spend much time on this one unless you want to.
Dude, 2 seconds.
There you go.
Anyone that wins against Muhammad Usman by decision, I'm out. Vitor Petrino is going to destroy this dude. It's a finish. It's a no-brainer to me. There's no point talking about Muhammad Usman again because I'm just saying, like, it's all related. He keeps on popping up, so I'm out. Vitor Petrino's done. He's going to win this fight.
Win to me was the Modestus knockout, check hook. Then he had a win over Tyson Pedro, which is okay. Not the most impressive thing, but okay. Same thing. He had a submission on Lane. Okay. I saw a bunch of people lose money on that too. So the other thing about Vitor is, again, I mentioned submission and knockout because he's capable of both. So don't get overzealous on one method, in my opinion. Maybe play it a little safe and take Vitor by finish.
I'm taking this as going to be a boring fight. Muhammad's going to make it boring. Vitor Petrino by points at $3.60.
Okay. Again, I don't have my double method props to see by finish, but I could see Vitor
I have a double method prop for you.
+150 by a finish or something.
It's $2. It's $1 TKO or submission. It's $1.97.
Yep, I would take that. I think he gets it done by finish, but yeah, to your point, that's a good cash out if he doesn't.
So basically, one. But Usman doing the stupid, fucking, boring Usman fight. Anyway, let's move on.
Yep. Another pretty good fight. So we mentioned him earlier in the card, Clayton Carpenter. He's going to take on Phil, the pastor.
Yep.
I'm going to go Carpenter right off the gate.
Yeah.
I think he's got really good pressure, but I don't dislike the matchup. I think these guys are pretty tit and tat up to their career, and the Tapology at least has a dead even fight just about, with majority of people picking going Carpenter. But as far as the fight prop, they got it near even.
Mate, look, I'm Carpenter all day. This is one of the Brazilians that I sort of wasn't picking. I think Clayton Carpenter is going to come up. I think it's going to go to decision again. I don't see. Can I say this? I actually don't see many finishes in this card till we get to the main event. But up the moment, I just see a lot of decisions, male or female. Clayton Carpenter, wrestling down, American style, just to get the win in Brazil, just so he can get in, get his paycheck and get the fuck out. Who wants to fight in Brazil? No one wants to fight in Brazil. They're fucking cunts, man. They're fucking animals. Colby was right. They're fucking evil people, as in fans, not Brazilians, but like, you're not making anyone
crowd. Like, again, we got ironically Figueiredo's on this card, and it's like you can't reverse seeing it, man. You got the quadrilogy. First off, be happy to be part of history. First off, second of all, I know it didn't go your boy's way in the quadrilogy. You look at that replay. They had to watch it over and over and over and over and over and over because it was such a very specific shot. Like, was it intentional, not intentional? Was it a punch even? Because it just shows his eye getting fucked. Well, at the end of the day, Moreno was winning that fight. So the fact that they bombarded shit on Moreno, booed, threw shit, made the arena a mess, and then didn't even stand around and stay around for Glover's fight, his retirement fight, where if you look at the pictures from the stadium, it's a fucking half-empty crowd with Jamal and Glover holding up each other's hand to your fucking hometown.
Mate, everyone's
the way. What an absolute disrespectful, fucking disgusting fan base. You don't deserve shit.
If you want to be...
That's all I'll say.
If you want to throw bottles and be a fucking wanker, go to England, go to a soccer game, right, and be a wanker. Light up the stadium. But this is the UFC. This is the fucking shit. We want to see the best fighters in the world. And the crowd, I don't mind you fucking man. It's energetic. I love that I kill you. We kill. I don't mind all of that. It's all good. It's all good. But when Colby goes out, and I'm not a big Colby fan, but if Colby goes out there and says exactly what I just said, you're all fucking animals, cunt. Give us some fucking respect, cunt. You know what I mean? Win,
Well, it's
lose, or
like, how
draw.
many times have we seen a fighter trying to fight someone in the crowd and now they're suspended? Well, what? And then you watch the replay back and it's like, oh, that person in the crowd was
Yeah,
being a dumb fuck. It's
all
just,
day, all day.
it's just
But
like,
yeah, so I diverted that one, brother. But
you're
yeah,
good.
so I'm definitely
We'll get back on track, but I just want to wrap that up in saying that, yeah, not impressed with the Brazilian fan base. Don't think I ever will be. You're home of some of the greatest fighters of all time, and you're the shittiest of losers in the entire world. So
yeah.
go eat a
Thank
fucking
you,
horse cock, and
dude.
yeah,
No,
let's move
dude,
on.
and
I'm going Clayton
you have
Carpenter.
such
I
great
think he gets it
royalty
done.
too.
I think he gets it done by submission. Let's move up the card.
Yep, done. Ready to go.
All right, next we got Lucas Almeida taking on Michael Oswald. Um, honestly, a bit of a pick 'em on this fight for me. Almeida's had some moments of success that I've been kind of just like, not not like the worst of things, but no, overall hasn't really gone his way. He's just kind of at the end of his career, I'd say, and can't see him doing this much longer. So just based on that, I'm kind of rooting for the Texas kid. Get a more recognizable name on his resume, show up, do his thing, but it could be just overall lack of experience. I mean, again, Almeida is another one of these guys. He's got a bit more octagon time, and with that age comes experience. So I'm not in love with the pick, but I am gonna ever so slightly weigh Michael. But I think this is a bit of a pick 'em. Um, I think the Texas
So,
kid has
brother,
a lot to prove.
I call this the toilet fight. You know, the fight where I just want to go for a piss and stretch my legs because I don't give a flying fuck. They're both on a 50-50 winning losing streak. I don't know actually who you are. I don't follow you. I don't understand you. I literally want to go for a piss while I'm talking about this now. It's boring me, this fight. It's actually, it's like when they do the commercial breaks at the movies in the 60s and go, hey, go and get some fucking popcorn. This is the fucking popcorn fight.
Hey,
So this is the fight that no one cares. It's on no one's parlay, by the way. I've got no parlays on this fight. I'm just talking about it because I got to fucking pick one stupid fucking fighter. Right. So in my
let's
stupid
have
box,
you pick and we'll move on. Then there isn't much to
yeah,
say.
yeah. I've got Lucas Almeida because I just picked it at $2.23 because I don't care. But he's not on any parlay
All
at
right,
all. Don't care.
moving up the
Popcorn
card,
fight.
we got Ricardo Ramos taking on Keon Alfie. Um, yeah,
I'll leave this one. Count Alfie, Australian, lives in Thailand. First love is BJJ. Was on Tough UFC. Um, didn't win. He's on a 2-fight losing streak, I think. Actually, yeah. But I'm taking Khan Alfie. I'm going to back the Aussie because he's paying 251. I think Ricardo Ramos is fucking brilliant. We all know that fucking name, dude. Like, yeah. But who the fuck is Khan Alfie? Who the fuck's the guy that just come off and he's losing in the UFC, by the way, Khan Alfie. That's why he's 251.
yeah. So
You know
yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
just
But
another one of those things where anyone can move into the scene, take on more
yeah,
recognizable names, and lose. And when you're coming off like a local regional scene or like a far lesser promotion, having a UFC loss on your record is still looked at in a little, in some cases, more positively than an undefeated record back home. So there is some things you can take from that. I will go Ricardo myself for Ramos winning this fight. I remember the fight with Kutalaba, and it wasn't that awful. That guy Josh would come in and make scrambles. Honestly, I know he had been part of City Kickboxing and just training very heavily with some good iron in his career. and it didn't go his way. And this fight was a fucking tussle. There was just a lot of back and forths, and yeah, Ricardo pulled the upset. Part of the reason why
So
Josh isn't in
I've
the
been
UFC anymore. So I'm gonna go Ricardo getting it done. His ability to mix it, I think, is enough to win the fight. But neither super convinced either side of this, just because Ricardo's also had his moments of struggling, but against top level guys too. Like, let's read off the 3 losses that come most recent. You got Charles Jourdain, who's shown to be very, very good, especially late in his career.
yeah.
Um, fucking Erosa, which I think is probably one of the most slept on guys in the division, hands down. Like, Erosa's a fucking dangerous dude. He knows how to use his fucking knees, his elbows, and choke your shit out. And
Jiu-jitsu's amazing too.
yeah, Mascal Chepe, that dude's been showing up phenomenal. So you take those 3 pretty decent names out of there, and he's damn near undefeated in the UFC, right? So, yeah, I'm gonna go Ramos winning this fight, but I'm probably staying away from this one as far as the bet. I don't believe in either guy
No,
enough.
I've done the 2 Aussie parlays. This is the second Aussie. I'm going to put it on. I've got my boy by finish. I'm going to support him despite everything else. But yeah, let's move on. I'm taking Khan Offley on this fight by points or by sub. Now, can you lead this one? I have to go to the bathroom for 2 seconds.
Go ahead and stand up, do your thing. All right, so I got fucking Janota Diniz taking on Mario Pinto.
Janota Diniz. Fucking Janota.
I saw Diniz get his fucking his head split by Martin Tybura at the Madison, and I know everyone all week was going Diniz by knockout. I hammered fight to end by finish, and then I had Tybura winning the fight, so I was overall pretty happy with my pick. Basically, if you're able to mix it and get this fight to the ground, you have a good chance of winning the fight. Diniz is tough. He's big. He's able to get to his feet. But if you know what you're doing and you favor control over like little tiny meaningless shots, and you can actually put Diniz on like a full mount, crucifix, something where he's at the mercy of your ground and pound, I think he's one of those guys you just get out of there. This guy's built a career in his kickboxing, his range control, his counters. You take it all away by putting this guy in his back, and it's just that. So, Diniz, love or hate him, you know, he came into the promotion and has had his moments, but yeah, you put him, I think the UFC knows this, you put him on his back, he's done for us. So they gave him a good opponent, good matchup. Mario's going to swing with him. It's going to be a fight to end by knockout here for me as well. Probably in the first 10 minutes. So I am kind of torn on a pick on this. Not super strong one way or the other this week. Some okay fights, but some interesting matchups. Diniz lost a lot of his fan base when Martin finished him. Tybura had that ground and pound. Damn near submission, but ended up fucking just splitting his whole fucking head with those elbows. 12-6 had just become legal, by the way, so it was a tough go for him. So I know he's being faded more than the odds suggest here and the picks suggest. But less than 30% are going Diniz. Who you got for me, Lethal?
Man, I'm going Petrino. I'm going the Mario Pinto, sorry. I'm taking the 10-0 boy. I'm taking him by knockout.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Diniz. I think Pinto's going to come in and finish this fight within round 1 or 2. Beg your pardon.
I think betting fight to end in the first 2 rounds is pretty safe here as well.
Absolutely. If you want to go more specific, I'm just going to still take Pinto. TK at Austin Lane is a monster. Not many good skills, but you know what? It was a nice introduction. I'd hate to meet Austin Lane in a fucking dark alley, put it fucking that way. Look, I'm taking Pinto. It's only, and the bets are even. This is another one of those fights. I I'm putting in, as far as my legend parlay, I call it, you know what I'm talking about, Toad. So, but it's not one I'm really sort of too cool on.
Fighter by like money line, or for your legend parlay, would you put fight to end by a knockout here?
I'm going to pick it by Pinto by finish by TKO.
Yeah. Okay. It's
That's
not bad.
yeah.
When I get the props posted on my end, I'm gonna put fight to end by knockout to represent both sides.
Yeah. I'm just not a fan of Denise. He came in hot, and he's just not hot.
Yeah, he got grappled down to the ground a bit in that one fight, which I think has let off a lot of steam on him. So he could pull an upset and have the whole flock of seagulls this week upset. But I always like fights to end by finish. Just extra safe at the heavyweight level. I've won so much more money than I've lost doing it that way. If the props are damn near even, I'll probably go that way instead. But I do have Pinto by knockout winning also. All right, so moving up the card, we got Vences Luque taking on Joel Alvarez, and I'll be the first to fucking say it, dude. I've been worried for the lightweight division when he was fighting down at 155 pounds. Because I really sincerely, or not, sorry, not 155. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I'm thinking of a different killer there. But Alvarez has been one of these guys that's been just showing up. He's a killer, dude. He's an absolute savage. He's going to get it done for sure in the first round or two. And it's going to be by finish. I bet if I had one guarantee that I'm giving you on this card is that this fight also does not go to the judges. Alvarez is not the guy to win points, and that's just who he is. What do you got for me?
All right, my brother.
Pick?
Mate, I am okay. So this would really, dude, I posted it on your channel. Fucking, I got Alvarez, Walker, and I think I got like just the 3 lock-ins, you know. So I've got Alvarez. I think he's a killer on the feet. Alvarez has only lost to one person, basically, is Arma Sakurian, right?
Yeah.
Okay. A ground battle,
and that's
ground
not,
and pound.
That's not like a bad loss at all, dude.
No, that's right. But it just showed a weakness. It just showed a gap. Yeah. What it did show was a gap. Now, Vincent Luque, I'm going to tell you what, these odds are fucking crazy. I'm putting $50 on Vincent Luque. Right? This is my fucking, this is my shit.
Read out the methods, the numbers.
This is so the double chance. The double chance on Vincent Luque is $7.25.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Vincent Luque, I know he's lost, but everyone doesn't, you got to remember, why are we even talking about Vincent Luque? Because he's Vincent Luque.
Yeah.
That's why we're talking about this fight. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, and I know we're going age in that. This guy, this is his comeback fight. This is my old dog comeback fight, dude. This is my Neil Magny, my fucking Muslim Salikov. This is him. He's going to do it. And at those props, I'm taking Vincent Luque by submission, specifically at $15 to 1.
So I was just going to say, if I took Luque at all as like a sprinkle for the upset, it'd probably be by submission. And I was right. Alvarez was the one I was thinking of. I was always amazed. He was like the tarantula at 155 pounds.
Yeah.
Just a huge 6'3" motherfucker that knees, elbows, choke your shit out. That's the recipe of not only getting finishes in almost every one of your wins, but also the recipe of being one of my favorite kind of styles Alvarez as a fan.
Alvarez by submission is $2.75. Alvarez by TKO is $2.55. So they're respecting Alvarez's submission.
What about
as
Alvarez
much as they're
finish?
respecting?
What about Alvarez by finish?
$1.36.
I'd still take it because it's the guy I expect to win at plus money
So do
to
I.
win the way that he
I
does.
do too.
So
I'm just saying, remember the name Vincent Luque. I put her in around 250 to 300, right?
yeah,
I am going to put basically a fifth of my quarter of my punting money into Vincent Luque. All right. And it's going to be definitely on that sub or the finish, actually. It's going to be on the finish, 725. All
yeah.
right.
This is another fight I don't expect to go to the judges also. So, all right, if you're good with it, let's go up to the co-main event.
Yep.
All right.
Done.
Davison
Boom.
Figueiredo taking on Mateusz Jackson. Figueiredo, very up and down career ever since transitioning up in weight, but man, has he been an absolute fucking ride over the years. Moreno wouldn't be Brandon Moreno without a Figgy. So Mateusz Jackson, he's definitely one of these promising guys coming up. He's got deadly fucking power for his size. He's got deadly size for the weight. And yeah, he lets his hands go and it gets the job done for him. Figgy's no stranger to scrapping, but generally, if you bring too heavy of guns, to the gunfight, he'll take you to the ground, where he thrives quite well with his ability to, value the control time, value placement, win moments, win minutes in fights. And he generally isn't the kind of guy to just lay there. He'll work, he'll stay busy, he'll try to advance, he'll try to pepper in shots, and eventually take your back and hunt for that submission. So, I love Figgy. I think he's had an amazing go at this. But at this stage, at this size, disadvantage, I really do fear for the firepower coming his way this time. And I know if Moreno's going to have success with the hands on Figgy, Mateusz Jackson absolutely does too. I think the height advantage will help Montel sprawl and be able to keep this fight on the feet a little bit better than what Figgy's been able to do at this division also. Because, Figgy's had some good scrambles at featherweight bantamweight also. So, yeah, I'm going to take Mateusz Jackson as my official pick. I am riding the wave. I'm riding the streak. I do think he gets it done. But, man, oh, man, am I going to be looking at props for Figgy when they get posted by submission.
I got them. I got the submission props. I got them here.
What do you got?
All right. So, all right. Without talking about props, let's talk about Figgy. I believe at one stage he was indestructible like a Demetrius Johnson.
He was.
At the lower fucking, yes.
He was a knockout
he went up,
artist at flyweight. That's what made him so special.
He had a few dramas moving up. So I'm not going to re-say what you're going to say, but I'm looking at props now, dude. Okay? This is all about money. Now, this is my next big prop. We've got Figgy here in Australia, 4-1. $10 gets you 40. $100 gets you 400. Submission prop. Oh my God. This is what I'm really looking at here, brother. This is the one. Okay? Figgy is not going to be able, he needs to take this cunt down. Montel. He needs to take fucking Montel down. The length and reach he's not going to get through. You are right. But Figgy's got great jiu-jitsu. Everyone forgets that. Right?
I don't. I know that he has great jiu-jitsu. Yeah.
His prop. I'm going to throw this at you right now live.
Man, all I wanted was him and Garbrandt to sit there and swing. And I knew that, again, if you bring too heavy of pressure to the gunfight, he'll take you to the ground.
Figgy, I'm going to say this. Firstly, on my legend parlay, I got Figgy to win at 4-1. I think he's going to take this. How? At $15. 15-1 for submission. $10 by TKO and $7.75 by finish.
Figgy is?
That's Figgy. $15 to 1 by submission.
All over that shit all day. I would
all day.
Dude,
That's why,
just for fun. just for fun, what's Figgy and Luke by finish parlay together as a 2-leg?
Wow.
What is
Did
it?
he see it?
I
I'll
can't
wrap
do
it
it.
up
I'm
right now
asking
for
you
you.
to do it. It'd be crazy.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Boom. Let me do this
Two
right now
crazy
live.
finish
So we're
props
going to
at plus
go
700 apiece. Parlay together. It's got to be like a plus
parlay
2,500
by finish. Luke
or plus 2,000.
seven
I'm hoping maybe.
$7, 7.25 to 1, and Figgy parlay together 6, parlay together with the double chance is $52.35 to 1. You put $10 on that.
Put just a little sprinkle on that one, Luke.
Little bit.
Just a
A
little bit.
little bit, dude.
That is fucking
Just for
wild.
fun and giggles. Fun and giggles.
No, what
Just to sit back up.
I would say this though. I will say this. Figgy has a better chance of submitting Montel Jackson than he does knocking him out. And so as much as I do love that prop for Figgy, I'd almost want to be like submission or decision for Figgy. I don't think he's going to be getting as many finishes at this level as what we were used to seeing, especially younger, more youthful Figgy at 125 pounds. So as much as I respect how crazy of a prop that is, I'd have to decide between submission and knockout and say it's likely a submission, because if this fight's on the feet, I sincerely think Montel's the one walking away with his hand raised. If the fight's able to go to the ground, I'm not going to fade Figgy there.
I'm putting on Figgy submissional points, $50 at $4.20.
Nice. That's a good number.
That's not a bad number, right? 4 to 1.
That's a great number.
But yeah, so 4 to 1 submissional points. You'll get those numbers soon. But they're going to be around the same numbers, I reckon, brother.
I doubt it, man. Australia, they just kind of have crazy numbers over there. So I could probably be a full-time gambler if I was in Australia. I don't know how you guys get an extra 100 or plus 200 props than what we get over here.
Yeah, so that's and I'm not, and people could sit back. I'm going to show everyone. That's just literally live submission props.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm seeing it there.
So that's literally happening.
So you're
so
gonna take
TKO
Figgy
submission
as your
is
pick, though?
What's that, brother?
You're gonna take Figgy as a pick?
Yep, Figgy's my pick.
All right, I'm going Montel Jackson, but I hope I'm wrong because I do like Figgy. All right, moving up to the main event. Also, wait a second, is that co-main event 3 rounds? No, it is 5 rounds. It is 5 rounds. Right?
5 rounds.
Right? Did I have that wrong? Let's see.
Figgy, and don't forget Figgy gasses out, but he used to gas out.
No, that fight's only 3. It's 3 rounds. Figgy and Montel is only 3.
Oh, I thought we were on to the next fight.
No, I was asking for the co-main if the co-main.
Oh no, 3 rounds.
They do that sometimes. I'm just trying to figure that out. All right, moving up to the main card. Obviously, Charles do Bronx, Oliveira, fighting Mateusz, Gamrot, the gamer. Gamrot's shown to have tremendous pressure. He's also had a lot of fights where he's been the one willing to step in. And oftentimes the excuse is, well, I was training for a striker, oftentimes at lightweight, and my opponent pulled out, and Gamrot's a sheer grappler, and so that's the excuse. We all know that Gamrot is a motherfucker. He's going to take you through some deep waters, and if you survive it, then you can win the fight with his grappling. Now, that's an entirely different thing because Gamrot's not fighting a striker. He's fighting Charles do Bronx Oliveira, where he's probably the most dangerous and comfortable on the ground. We've gotten so used to Charles having these flash knockouts and getting good with his hands, but we all know that, especially early in his career, Charles was getting dropped left and right. He was never able to withstand it. He could just start to give it. I think it'd be really weird for Gamrot not to wrestle and grapple. So I still see him pushing Oliveira and still going through with his normal game plan, but playing it extremely safe, not being in the guard, trying to work off the side, and a lot of standing clinch, like a lot of standing waist grabbing. Gamrot, not only is he called the gamer, he's also called the flamer. This guy, he just loves grappling and cinching up around waist and pulling into himself, and he can't help himself there. I know I give the guy shit. I'm happy he was around because he allowed Dustin to look pretty good in that fight against Islam and develop kind of some counter grappling to a good degree. Gamrot's played a huge factor in that. But I'm going to say this right off the rip. I don't give a fuck about his recent success. I give a lot of fucks about Charles do Bronx. He's the greatest finisher, the most all-time finisher in UFC history, and the most submissions. He is an absolute fucking terror. And I'm not going to discredit who he's fought, who he's lost against, because he's earned and built himself to the top of that empire for such a long time that it was nothing but fucking killers. And I'm kind of happy that the fight with Fiziev fell off, because from a damage standpoint after his knockout loss against Ilya, I'd actually be worried about him fighting Fiziev. I don't expect a lot of top shelf pressure coming from Gamrot. Not that he doesn't throw it. But again, it's not his style. And I think as long as Gamrot's trying to strike and be on the feet and kind of think about his takedowns and how he's going to cross the void, set up this attempt, the longer he's there having that moment, the more likely we're going to see Charles zap him. Because as far as I'm concerned, at 155 pounds, Charles can hurt anybody on the feet. He just generally can't take it the best at this stage in his career, especially. So I'm rooting, hometown hero, Charles do Bronx. Really hoping he gets this one back after his loss. What do you got for me, Lethal? Who's your final pick? Tell me all the things.
All right, brother. See that poster behind me? See that one behind me? Right there?
Yeah.
It's the UFC 152 poster. It's a poster from the event. So I have to pay for that. It's an event poster. It's a UFC. There's only 152 in the world, right?
Pretty cool.
UFC 152. Got it framed. It cost me $500 to get it framed. The poster cost me more. I bought the poster for two signatures. One was John Jones, sitting at the top. And the other one, which you can't see, it's really small. It says Oliveira down the bottom. Oliveira before he wasn't even Oliveira.
Yeah.
He was the losing Oliveira. But that poster's got that signature on it right there. So I'm going to throw this at you, man. I'm a Charles fan. Right? Down. That whole piece cost a bit of coin. Actually, the framing was fucking framing. But
I don't
anyway,
get how the frame was that expensive though. That's crazy. $500.
framing was $450, man. That took me 2 months to get back. Like fucking hell, I don't know. Like I had to wait 2 months to get that back. But yeah, the framing was $450.
Australia and set up a framing business, I guess. Goddamn.
Dude, you want to set up your little fucker, your internet business and computers, dude. We need smart people here. Like me, right? I'm dumb as fuck. I need people like you. Anyway, let me say this. Start at the beginning. That's Charles Oliveira. UFC 152. Signed poster from event. You know, when they sit there, there's 100, and the authentication's down there by the UFC. It's got fucking Bisbing, and it's got DJ and Benavidez, you know. Great poster.
Killer, dude. There's a lot of good names on that.
Great poster.
Yeah.
So let me go back to the picks. I'm wearing the shirt. I have the poster. I'm not picking my boy. That was my leader. I'm not going to go emotional on this. I'm not. with the poster, with the shirt. I want to win money. I want to complete my parlay. Gamrot is going to wrestle him.
And do you think that's safe?
I think it's the safest decision. And I think Charles keeps his chin up, dude. I really do. And I can't believe, like I said, that massive introduction about our boy. Huge. You would think that's the prop I was going.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's with me on this one.
The blueprint's there from Arman at UFC 300, but
yes.
You have to remember, especially me, I was there.
Look,
hard to forget it.
The only thing I could say about
He had
Gamrot,
submission attempts on Arman that had him asleep multiple times just about in the fight.
Gamrot lost against Dan Hooker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that was, you know what? That was like going to work on your worst day and getting beaten by Dan Hooker, who jumped from number 15, by the way, or number 12 to number 5 in the world.
I was surprised he got it a little bit, but I wasn't. Like, damage wins fights, and that's just it. Gamrot can do you can accumulate control time and gain minutes and have takedowns, but Charles is the same blueprint there, where if we're going to go by damage, guess who's inflicting the most damage in a Charles DuBronx fight?
I cashed in on Dan Hooker that day. Yeah, I did cash in.
Same.
You all right? Yeah, I cashed in. I'm just saying, with all this being said, if you want to go numbers now, the last thing before we sign off here, Toad, it's a hard fight to pick, right? Yeah. So let's go by the props.
I want to know
Charles Oliveira by submission.
Too, since you have it early.
Yeah, Charles Oliveira by submission, $4.10 to 1. Charles Oliveira by points, $7.50 to 1. Charles Oliveira by KO, $5.25 to 1.
Charles by finish.
By finish, Charles by finish, $2.40, so 2.5. Put $100 in, you get $250 back. All right. Now, Gamrot is nearly exactly the same. Gamrot by submission, $5.60. Charles Oliveira by submission is $4.10. Gamrot by points is $4.10. This is where I was going. Gamrot by points at $4.10.
At
Charles by points.
Like divide the bet and put Charles by finish and Gamrot by points.
You can win money both ways here. It's the odds are so big, but they're so close.
What's the fight to end by finish, just in general? Is it plus money?
Okay, here we go. Fight will go the distance or not. $2.80 to go the distance. $1.40 not to go to distance.
Yeah.
No, it will be finished according to the Seagulls. I believe Gamrot's going to hold his fucking fight down with wrestling.
I don't know that he can do it over 5 rounds, because the other thing you have to account for is that Arman was holding on by a thread over 15 minutes. Had that been a 25-minute fight, Charles would have had... I think Charles was gaining momentum in that fight with Arman, and I think he would have had the submission.
Charles has location. He has country. There's a lot of things on his side. And as a punter, I'm going to say this, as a punter, you can't just look at all these odds. You can't look at our knowledge. You've got to look at location. Remember when I said last week, when every fighter came to Australia, every fighter that came to Australia and fought an Australian lost. Jet lag's a thing. A 24-hour fight is a thing. Okay, if my theory's right, those 2 Australians should, in theory, by odds lose, but because of the travel over to this side this time, they should lose, right?
Yep.
They should lose. That's my theory. I believe the travel, especially that distance, some of these fighters, like Brazil to America, I'm looking at distance too when I'm looking at these fights. I'm looking at how far they're traveling. Like Juliana, from Poland. There's a few Polish fighters on here. I'm going, wow, they're traveling a bit far. I'm just throwing a few other thoughts. So when people ask, wow, how do you get your picks? I don't know. I look at everything. I look at that dude just flew 24 hours on a plane. He's got jet lag. I have to know how long he's been in the States for.
The other thing is you have to factor too, was this a fully agreed upon camp or is someone filling in? Location.
Yes.
Gamrot's one of those guys where he actually has to cut quite a bit. He's a gamer, he'll do it. But man, like,
well, Gamrot's a short camp. So that's on YouTube now. So he's a short camp. You should actually, if you look at his when he got the phone call, they videotaped it. He was in a Lamborghini in the passenger seat. He got a phone call. They videotaped it. Don't know whether it's real or not. It looked quite authentic. The energy I saw was a guy that wanted to fucking do something. Charles has got $1 billion in the bank. I'm not saying a billion, but you know what I mean. It's $1 billion to me and you.
But did you see
he's got
his
$1 billion?
Determination? Like when Dubronx loses, he has that look in his eyes, and he just has this thing about him, like, I'm gonna get that back. Like, I know I can do better. You can tell how much he feels sorry for himself, his team. Like, he let everyone down. Like, Charles takes the loss to heart so much more than many fighters, and it's part of his story. It's part of why he is the Dubronx comeback kid in the fight game. Like, this guy really has been through the loss to have all the win and success and victory. And when he's hungry and when he's down is when he's the most dangerous. And I'm telling you, that fight with Ilya really shook him up in a way that made him go, like, once again, all right, I'm really getting this back. And I don't think it's just a matter of him fighting Gamrot. In general, if Charles doesn't win this fight, he is going to reflect and look at his fight career in a way that will say, how do I want to finish this up? If he wins this fight, then he's probably still hopeful that he's going to have a title shot. He's going to get a run it back with Ilya. Or if Gaethje pulls off the upset, he's going to have all kinds of momentum. I've been there with Gaethje. I've done that. Gaethje, after the fight, said that Charles Dubronx made him feel like he licked a car battery. His feet were gone from the very first contact with Charles. Charles has zap, he has power, and I think it's been forgotten because of his ups and downs. And if you think you're safer on the ground with him, it's going to be tough over 25 minutes. So in my heart, I want Dubronx. In my brain, I still think it's a fight that ends by finish because even Charles, he's a killer be killed kind of guy, and I'm not high on spirits in Gamrot being a finisher. This comes from more of where Dubronx is in his career and his activity and the fact that knockout was still recent. So fight by finish I don't dislike, especially at plus money. But I'm going to say that I'm going to take Charles Oliveira to get the fight done after all the grappling comes to an end from Gamrot. And he's now faced with deep waters and damage is accruing. And Charles is having momentum coming back in this fight. And you're going to see full camp versus short camp unveil. And you're also going to see deep waters prove. And you're going to see the hometown spirit surge and push Dubronx to a finish. And I would not be surprised if he got it done on the feet. He has the zap. But I do think it's a submission. I think Gamrot's going to be putting his head out there too much. He's not safe from a triangle. He's not safe from these arm bars. I think Charles is going to cinch something up and take it home. And that's that for me.
So Charles Oliveira by submission. I'm going to finish this off. Let everyone know the odds. Submission 4-1, $4.10. TKO 525. Gamrot 560 by submission. TKO 460. Even Stevens. Will the fight go to the end? I think it will. I think that Gamrot's going to turn this into a boring ordeal. I'm hoping my boy comes up. I'm putting out of my 300. I've invested about $100 in Charles. Put it that way.
Good.
Does that make sense
Yep.
to everyone out there? Without letting everyone know and I'll let people know my side picks as we talk live. When we talk live on the day of the fight, me and Toad.
Thanks for reminding me. I won't be streaming the fights. I'll be out of town. But I will be watching. So we'll have to catch up another time on that. But yeah, I've kind of mentioned a couple things I'm thinking here on the show. The Alvarez by finish. Couple fights to end by finish. Neither fighter specific, just fight to end. I think we get a nice 4 or 5 leg on finish or non-finish method this week. Nice and easy, simple. And yeah, rooting on DuBronx. I think he needs it for his career to stay.
Well, after Toady, I'm going to finish this with you, brother. I love you, boo. After weigh-ins, I'll talk to you. But right now, this is before weigh-ins, everyone. We got to watch the weigh-ins. Unless someone turns up looking like fucking Brian Ortega that day. All right. That's when we start changing our bets, dude. So that's why we wait till weigh-ins. We might have a Brian Ortega moment going on. So
yeah,
till
DuBronx
then,
has
Toad,
not been the easiest to cut the weight, and Gamrot short notice. So it could be a Brian Ortega weigh-in for sure.
Yeah, so let's have a look. But my friend Toad, I love you in the States. I know it's about 2 a.m. You have a great day. Thank you for staying up for me.
Thanks
I'll
for
catch you on the
allowing me to
flip
get that
side.
extra 20 minutes in out of my nap, man. That made a big difference.
Dude,
So appreciate it. Sorry for
anytime, man. Hey, anytime. You have a good one, my man. I'm going to fucking cut out right now so you can do your shit.
All right. Much love, y'all. Thanks for
Love you.
tuning in. That was our recap or breakdown UFC Rio with the man himself, Lethal Hands Collectibles, and your boy MMA Toad. Much love. We'll catch you. Good luck out there.
See you guys. Love your guts, cunt. Bye, mate.
Yep. Love your guts, man. Peace. And that's that. And make some money. Feel free to throw some comments. Make a post. And as always, can't say we didn't told us so. Peace.